just gotta say, I won't let it get away. Use fighting words. Those were fighting words. This is war. This is what you asked me for. This is war. And my words are the swords. Word sharp is knives seem to cut me up and tear me apart, but I won't let them pierce my skin. I've got my armor on, but your army is weak, so don't you dare try to challenge me. Words are weapons. Words are weapons. I just gotta say, I won't let it get away. Use fighting words. Those were fighting words. This is war. This is what you asked me for. This is war. And my words are the swords. This is what you asked me for. This is This is what you asked me for. This is and my words are the swords.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the playground. It has been a very long day. Sorry I am late. This is not going to be a long show at all, in any stretch of the imagination, but I can't leave this alone. I was literally sitting at my computer uh, since I wasn't going to be able to do the show tonight, and I was working on some stuff for the show because I like to do a makeup show if I could have. Um, and like I saw the Discord going off, and people are just dumb. And so I had to cover this. This isn't a thoughts with Thrifty. I asked or I let Will know earlier that the show was a maybe tonight, uh, and then I got super busy and forgot to update him after I said I would update him. So he is obviously welcome to come on. I sent him a message on Twitter, so he might be here, he might not. I don't know. If he can't make it tonight, it's completely and totally my fault because I communicated poorly. Speaking of communicated poorly, there is somebody who does it way worse than me, and that's Phil Spencer of Microsoft. So I have been watching the same crap that everybody else has all day long, and honestly, it's quite comical. This has been a really, really cool 2 weeks. I'm kind of sad that I had to miss last week. I was at my brother-in-law's. We were on vacation, hanging out with family, doing fun things throughout the day. But the downside of rural Tennessee is that place has the internet. of like 1997, and so it just was not stable. When it worked, it was lightning fast, but it would drop, it would dip. I couldn't even use the portal while I was there because of the drops and dips, and so there was no way in the world I was going to be able to do a consistent show. So didn't get that done. But that didn't stop crap from going on in the gaming world. What is up, also, everybody who is here? There are 14 of y'all already. Good lord. That's awesome. Toolman, Warawana, Outsider Gaming Night, JP Loco, Toolman, Josh, what's up, man? Nick, how are you? DE, what's going on? DEA? DEA, federal agents, man. No, Biggie. All right, cool. So we're gonna keep going now. We're gonna delete that. Just kind of shave that from the broadcast. Yes, please hit all of the buttons. Hit the join button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Heck, hit the dislike button. I don't care. It's engagement, baby. And as Microsoft has told you, engagement is all that matters. Like when a movie trailer, what's up, JC? Like when a movie trailer gets downvoted into oblivion, most of the Marvel movie trailers, now recently, um, and then they come out and they just do billions and billions at the box office because engagement is all that matters. No, never mind. Anyways, like I'm tired, guys. I am exhaustedly tired. I came back from vacation more tired than I
What
left.
up, Thrifty?
What's up, dude?
Can you guys hear me, chat? Let me know if you can hear me good. I got a new headset. Well, not a new headset, but I'm inserting myself in a new way, so I want to make sure you can hear me
You're
clearly. Can
you're
you hear me clearly,
excuse me?
Thrifty?
You're what in a new you're inserting yourself in a new way?
Yes, I
That sounds
am.
nice. Front, back,
I
left,
am
right, up, down. Which way we going?
upside down.
Upside down. Chandelier time. All right, pause. Oh, so are you coming through the PlayStation Discord?
No, man. That's what I normally do. Today, I am coming in through the Xbox Discord.
Oh God. All right, guys, that's enough from Will. Tell him good night. It's been fun having you, Will. Will 777JP at Xbox. Will 777JP. And his tramp stamp is coming. It's coming.
Hey, gotta try to support Xbox any way we can, right?
Their players sure as hell don't.
Because I'm not paying their $19.99 a month, so I might as well
$240 fucking dollars a year.
might as well put the headset on and engage that way.
Dude, $240 a year.
And dude, and they just make it so much worse, right? Like I posted on the Discord. By the way, guys, if you're not on our Discord, please join. We talk gaming all day. But I think it was yesterday, maybe this morning, when the Fire Stick stuff came out, and today I think it was where it was like it started or something. I was like, damn, I wish this would have came out before I got my Series X, because if it did, I would have never bought a Series X. And I would have just hooked it up to the Fire Stick and played that way, because there's only, Halo and Gears that I really want to play from Xbox. So it would have saved me, the money and all that from getting a console. So what I was trying to say earlier, that they're hurting themselves, is not only are they raising the prices, but they're also making it so people like me, the casuals, right? Because I'm a casual around Xbox, to not even buy their shit, just pay for the 1 month of, like I told Nelson, I was like, dude, just pay for the 1 month of Game Pass, wait for a month where there's a couple games you want to play, pay the $20, play the games you got to play, and dip out, and then come back later in a different month whenever you want to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, you know this because you're in the Discord. Some of the folks in the chat aren't, but while I was in Tennessee at my brother-in-law's, he's a sports game player. That's what he plays. But he never buys like the newer ones or anything like that. He doesn't own a PS5 or anything. He's still rocking the PS4. So I had my PS5 with me because I was going to be there for a freaking week, and I thought I was going to have some downtime. That didn't happen either. Anyways, not salty about that. But my brother-in-law wanted to play the new Madden, and I hadn't bought Madden 24 because I'm not an idiot. So I was gonna see what it cost. It was like $14 because it's on sale right now or something like that. And then I was like said available through EA Play. So I went ahead and signed up for EA Play for $5.99 and I got Madden 24. So basically I rented the game for a week from Blockbuster essentially is what I did. And I realized though that I end up getting access to Wild Hearts and Jedi Survivor. So I was like, well damn, that's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead, and it goes into what you said. I'm just going to wait for some of these EA titles just to get thrown into EA Play. I'll pay my $5.99, get the title, play it that way, because generally I don't want to buy their games day one anyways. And so, yeah, man, it's genius. My wife just did that tonight with Netflix. She signed back up for Netflix to watch When Calls the Heart because it has a new season, and we're going to cancel it once she watches it all.
Yeah, I'm really been trying to figure out. And shout out to what's his name, Mr. None Your Business, or
Yeah.
that's his name. Shout out to him because we were talking a little bit yesterday about that, like about the money and stuff like that, and I told him at the end of it, I was like, well, at the end of the day, the dollars and cents got to come from somewhere, right? I mean, they just have to. Even the government the money has to come from somewhere. Now the government's easy because they just call the Federal Reserve and they print more money, no matter real or fake, right? But businesses don't have that option, so they got to come up with the dollars and cents. So, you know, we live in a world where back when we were kids playing video games and we wanted to figure out how to beat something, it would be word of mouth, right? We would hope that somebody that we knew, friends at school, whatever, would have beaten the level, or an older brother or whatever. And worst case scenario, you would hope that you would get an extra 5-10 minutes at the computer lab, or you would go to a library and try to, get cheat codes online if you can find them online, because the World Wide Web wasn't what it was today. And it was a little bit of a hassle, right, to get this information. Well, now we live in a world where the first thing that people think is, how can I get an advantage, right? How can I save money grocery shopping? How can I, at work work smarter and not harder? So my whole point with this is, I thought about that, and that was instantly in regards to Game Pass, right? Just pay for the 1 month, play the games I want to play. So then the dollars and cents part, I'm not the only one who's going to be doing that. There's going to be thousands, if not tens of thousands of people that are doing this. So are we seeing where that's already been happening? Therefore, they're raising prices? Because it's not just Xbox, obviously. It's a lot of other people. Like you said, your wife with the Netflix, right? And Netflix has been steadily going up in the last few years. But at what point do we get to the, kind of like the crossroads where it's like, okay, it's way too expensive to just subscribe normally, but it's not expensive, it's not too expensive where you can just pay for the 1 month. Like, what are these companies going to do when a big portion, I mean, hell, 10, 15%, 20% of gamers just subscribe for that 1 month? Like how are they going to do this? Is Xbox trying to solve that solution with their middle tier at $15? I don't know. Just a thought out there.
Sorry. When I keep hearing these prices, I keep laughing because now Game Pass for their essential tier is going to be $6 a month higher with no yearly option.
Yeah.
And by higher, I mean higher than PS Plus. And PS Plus has a yearly option.
Dude, I just went to a shout out to oh man, I forget his name. If I remember, I'll bring it up on Twitter. You guys know him. But he said that on CD Keys you can get Game Pass Ultimate for $27.99 for 3 months. So you get 3 months. It's about a $55 value. Obviously the price will be going now to $60 value, but the question still stands. It's like, you're offering a service that is going up in price, but yet you're not increasing the value of it, right? Because What have they added to it? Now, last year when PlayStation increased their price to the current price it is now, um, they also included right around that time PlayStation Stars. And then they also added the Sony TV service where you get some movies for free and anime and shit. What's it called? Encore or Core? I forget the name.
Sony Movie Picture Core, I think it is, or something like that.
Core. So I mean, you got a little bit more of value than you originally had, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to justify it, but you can justify it, right? And secondly, when we look, I mean, PlayStation just announced today, which shout out to TCMF for retweeting the information from that one leaker who's like 90% right on the PS
Billy
Plus.
Coonies or whatever his name
Bill D.
is.
Coonies, yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
something
dude's a
like that.
beast, right? He's been correct. So look at the games that we're getting. I mean, Remnant alone is worth it for the month, right? So and this has been a consistent thing, Thrifty. I mean, on the show we've been talking about the PS Plus games right around the first, the middle of the month when they come out, and I say 9 times out of 10 we're both saying, or at least one of us is saying that it's a decent month, and it's been that way pretty consistently for the last year. You know, right now I'm on Game Pass. I'm actually playing Halo. The last game Bungie did. Well, whatever. I'll think of the name. But I'm looking at Game Pass, and they have a section that's recently added. They have Tachia, Case of the Golden Idol, Cricket 24, All Star Brawl 2, Journey to the Savage Planet Employee of the Month edition. Which all these games, I don't know about Cricket, and I definitely never heard of the Case of Golden Idol, but Tashia was a day one PS Plus last year. Savage to the Planet, that's been on PS Plus. So, like, what are we really doing here? And now, if we go past that, right? After that is Steam World Dig 2, Steam World Dig, FC 24, which is the EA football game, My Time at Sandrock, Still Wakes Deep, so that's a day one indie game, right? So horror game, first person. So there's a little bit of value there. It's a $30 game, brand new. Callisto Protocol before that. So I mean, these games, and then Hellblade 2. So from when Hellblade came out till now, all those games I mentioned were games added. Oh, Octopath Traveler's in there, 1 and 2, which are, of course, popular games.
I'm about to say
But
that
out of
that's
this,
decent.
yeah, no, that is decent. Yeah. So out of all the games that I just mentioned, 3 of them are games that people will probably want to play, or when they go to Game Pass, they're like, "Oh yeah, I definitely want to check this out." And that's if they haven't bought it already, right? I mean, Callisto Protocol, you can maybe add in there, but that game is almost 2 years old. Tashia, I mean, come on. So when you look at the value of Game Pass, right, it's like, what are they really adding monthly? And now you look at, they have another section that's called Coming to Game Pass. And those are the games that are going to be coming soon. So right now, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, that's that Souls game that's coming out with the chick and the fox. That one I might check out. Kunitsugami, that's another one that's kind of highly anticipated by gamers, right? But then after that, what else do you have? And that's coming this month. And then they started to promote Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So when you look at value, right? Okay, you got Flintlock. Okay, I can include that. I can put that in the list of games that people may want to play. And then Kunitsugami. Now, there's another one in there called Dungeons of Hintersburg. Now, that game was announced in one of the showcases. I think Jeff Keighley's, maybe the Video Game Awards. I think it's when it got announced. But that's an indie game that not many people know. I'm going to check it out because, we're the hardcore gamer. Everybody in the chat, you, me. So I'm going to check this game out. Most people are not. So when you're looking basically from now till October when Call of Duty comes out, you have 3 games that the casual, the hardcore, and everything in between might want to check out. And the Flintlock Siege of Dawn, if it is the Souls-like kind of game, a majority of people are going to clock out, right? Especially the Souls players. If it's not a quality Souls game, they're definitely going to clock out of that game. So now we're looking from July, August, September, October, the next 3 months, we have basically one game per month of games that actually are of value that people want to play. And now, of course, value is at the eye of the beholder. And I'm sorry, Thrifty, I'm kind of hijacking your thing here, man. Um, but when we look at just the averages and what we know that the casuals tend to play and the hardcore gamers, where is the value? So I just described what's been added on Game Pass for the last, well, since Hellblade came out, which is going on 3 months. And I just broke down what's coming out to you for the next 3 months. So 6 months total of this year's time, half the year, we've had 6 games in Game Pass. And what, 4 of them are indies? One of them is Hellblade, which I don't know, do we call that a triple A or a quadruple A game? But even retail for that is what, $50?
Well,
So these
and
indies are
so here's the thing, because JP Loco with the Australian 2 said, so without Game Pass day and date releases, what's Game Pass's appeal? And here's the thing, I'm not going to sit here and say that their 4-tier sort of on console 3-tier approach is bad, and I'm also not going to talk negatively about their mid-level tier. Reason why is because that mid-level tier now becomes a PlayStation Plus Essential tier. It's essentially the same exact thing. It's games are going to get put in there when we frickin' decide we want to put them in there. We're going to add new game or other games every month, and you're going to need it to get on and play multiplayer. Okay, cool. That's PlayStation Plus. So there is an appeal for it. Where the appeal drops off is the fact that let's do the numbers real quick. Okay, so we've talked about this before, and you kind of hit on it a lot, but you have to make money, right? These companies have to make money, and so now the bill is essentially coming due. Like they have to make money. Even Jake Baldino. Okay, I watched one of his videos today, and those guys at Game Ranks, they are the least console warring people out there. And him and Falcon, you never hear them console war. But
never. I
but
love Falcon, by the way.
I do too. Even Jake today on his show said, "Hey, so it's almost like the kid that got dad's credit card and was told he could spend whatever he wants. And his son went out and bought this big, huge building, said it was going to do all these things, had this great, big, huge idea. And the dad came back a few years later and said, well, hey, son, why is this not making money yet? You said it was going to make some money. You spent all of this. You had all this. And so now the bill has come due. So let's take the numbers now. Without putting games day and date, you're getting $16 a month, right? $15.99 is the total, I believe. Let me pull up the article. I think that's right. Prepaid cards, blah blah blah. Where's the tier list?
14.99.
$14.99. Okay, $15 a month. Sorry, I was looking for it. There it is. 19. Yeah. Okay, so $15 a month. No day and date games. Perfect.
So they put what you're saying, Thrifty, is they put day and date behind a paywall?
Well, sort of, but day and date has always been behind a paywall.
That's true.
I think that's a rough argument to bring up at this point because day and date has always been behind a paywall.
Well, when you're done with that, I want to give you my perspective from an actual Game Pass customer.
Well, so let's what yeah, let me finish this thought real quick. So basically, if you're looking at it from the dollars and cents, you get $15 a month from a person, right? So let's do that. $15 times 12, right? 15 times 12 is $180. You're not giving them new games. You're giving them curated list, older games. You're giving them access to multiplayer, all that other stuff, okay? $14.99 includes Xbox Live Gold for multiplayer, now known as Game Pass Core. It doesn't include xCloud. So for xCloud, you're going to have to go up, but you get this curated list minus day and date titles. 6 months, 12 months down the road, 3 months down the road, who the hell knows? Then they're going to put the games into here. Very reminiscent of PS Plus. You're getting $180 a month, or a year, sorry, per user on that. And that is without giving them day and date games.
And
So,
that's also people subscribing consistently.
correct. And without a yearly option, that's kind of hard to do because there's freaking apps that let you know, hey, you were just charged for this or you're about to be charged for this. Do you want to keep the subscription going? Yes or no? You hit no and it says, cool, we'll cancel it for you. Like, there's free apps that do that shit for people now. So, the yearly package is something they really highly need to consider, and it wouldn't surprise me if in the next coming couple days, maybe a week or two, or as we get closer to September, that they do start saying, hey, we are going to now offer a yearly option at some sort of discount, what have you. The problem is they're offering the same exact type of service with a worse catalog at that tier for more money than PS Plus. Because this is going to be compared to PS Plus because that's all it is. It's PS Plus with a green badge and worse games. So then people see that and go, okay, this is terrible. I want xCloud. I want this other stuff. I want my day and date games. Well, crap. Okay, I guess I got to go up to $20 a month. Now, let's do math, folks. $20 a month times 12 is $240. How many quarters are there in a year? Anybody? There's 4. That is $60 a quarter. They want to release one new game a quarter into Game Pass from Xbox Studios. That has still been the benchmark. It's still been the thing that they've tried to hit. That's still the direction they want to go. We mentioned it before on the show that if they do that, you're essentially paying $45 for one brand new Xbox game every 3 months. That's not sustainable. What is sustainable? $60. If you're paying $60 over a 3-month period, then you're basically buying the fucking game that you were going to rent anyways. Find $10 more in your couch cushion and buy the game. Instead of letting them milk you for $240 a year. For what? Call of Duty? You're going to pay $240? Do you realize how many fucking skins you could buy in Call of Duty for the extra money that you're going to save by not being on Game Pass? You could get like 4 whole skins for that $200. It's absolutely asinine. And I'm so happy to see people not defending this shit.
Some.
Well, sure. Like, there's always going to be a few. There is always going to be a few. Hang on, let me give some shout outs here. What's up, Stephen Leon? How are you? I'm so far behind in chat. Give me just a second. Goku 1973. I love the freaking name. Heck yes. That's awesome. I actually have a Goku shirt that I got for Father's Day. I love the damn thing. Warawana said $20 is so much money to be paying to access games when so many new games these days are free to play. That's a fact, too. But then they're charging... Let me keep going with the shoutouts. Or let me catch up in chat, actually. Josh Ayers, the appeal of Game Pass was day and date. PS Plus has always been sold as an extra, not a necessity. Absolutely. PS Plus has always been more sustainable than Game Pass, and it always will be because they have better games in it. Stephen Leon, member for 1 month. Hey, you and Will are great, yin and yang. I was a Game Pass customer. The PS5 Premium has more to offer for my price. My son and I canceled. That's funny. That's really... Oh, hey, Stephen Leon with the 10 gifted members. That's really cool. Chris Coleman, Paco King, Toolman55, M. Gene, Leech1399, Marty McFly, Chad Stud, Corey Massey, Dark Prince 6606, and Quiet Doom. Y'all were all gifted a membership. If you haven't told him thank you yet, because I haven't scrolled down in the chat far enough, let him know thank you. And yeah, man, thanks for the gift for the channel. I appreciate that. Zero still Call of Diddy. I don't know if we can make Diddy jokes on this channel just yet. Um, I will support you. Good. Get your skins. Congrats on getting a membership. Heck yeah. All right. So that's what kills me about this is they've literally put the price now to a point where the value proposition just isn't fucking there. It's PS Plus could look at me and maybe for the premium tier, maybe I would pay that. But not right now. They are almost getting me back the fact that we've had two amazing months, or two really good months in a row. I'd say this month is better than last month, but we've had two really good months in a row, and they're starting this whole, like, they're giving us these old school titles, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. They're putting all these things back in the service and all that, and I'm sitting here like, man, I think I'm about to upgrade again. But they have constantly given us stuff to try to add value. I'm not saying it has, because I think the Sony movie core thing, it's awful. Uh, its selection is one of Game Pass core. It's bad. But I've at $240, I don't even think they would have to give more shit, because even the value proposition right now of PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra, it's not $240 a year good. It's just not. And if it's not, and if we've already assessed that Game Pass has a worse selection, how in the flying rat's ass are you going to get to $240 a year and people just going to roll over and bend over and take it? Like, it don't make no damn sense. Will, I mean, am I wrong?
No, no, you're right. And what I was gonna say, well, two things. The first one, as a customer, right? Because I had canceled Game Pass for like 4 or 5 months, and then I got it back again for Hellblade, which I kind of regret, honestly. But I ended up getting a pretty good deal where I got it for 3 months, like 20 some bucks, just like I did the last time before that with the Starfield thingy. And so as a customer, right, the way that I'm seeing it is this year Xbox is supposed to be releasing, Indiana Jones, games like that. So I was actually gonna stay subscribed to Game Pass. But now with that $4 difference, I know it seems like $4, but it really has me second guessing because we still don't even have dates for these games, right? And we all know Xbox is the same old thing. They love to overpromise, underdeliver. But as a customer, it actually kind of pisses me off because the whole shtick with Game Pass is day and date. So you're basically, I don't want to say forcing the customer, because the customer has absolutely the option to stay subscribed or not, and to keep going. But you're basically putting it. The reason I say it's a paywall is because if you're a current subscriber right now, paying currently the Game Pass Elite, which is I think it's $16.99 or $15.99, something like that. Well, now for an extra $3 is where you can get the day and dates, and if not, then you're gonna be right in the middle of the pack playing these old ass games, right? So as a customer, I'm pissed off about that. Now, secondly, as far as the pricing structure goes, and we do this at my job as well.
Hang on. Speaking of pricing structure, I missed one thing, and I'll let you continue. This is how bad Xbox is trying to kill the brand, because as Will's talking about pricing structure, I look over on the side of my screen where I have my other window open, and I just glance over, and it says PC Game Pass is also getting a price increase from $9.99 to $11.99. PC Game Pass will also continue to get day one games.
Yeah.
So not only are they still going to get day one games, but they're going to get it at $7 a month cheaper than Xbox. So what that means is that Microsoft once again is telling the Xbox fan base that we don't give a gosh dang what Phil says about how you're the best market and you're the players that we have to curate to and you're the players that we should be going after because you're our loudest voice and blah 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 and you're the backbone. No, you're not. You're the cow. You are the cow. And not just that, you're a cow that has free reign to leave, but you're too stupid to actually get your freaking self up and move on. So what do? They keep milking you. And then they give you all these little hints. Fire Stick, Samsung TV, PlayStation controller able to be used on it. Don't even need to buy anything Xbox. You ain't got to give us shit except your monthly subscription. Uh, Game Pass going up. Games coming to other consoles. PC Game Pass not going up. PC Game Pass still getting, or going up by $2. My bad. Still getting day and date games. And yet you still sit there like an absolute idiot. They are communicating one thing and have been for over a year and a half now. And that one thing is they don't want you on an Xbox anymore. Sorry, go ahead, Will. My bad.
You're fine, and it's not just, and it happened last time when they remind you, Xbox just restructured the Game Pass pricing and tier last year, right? But and look, it's not just Xbox. PlayStation's the same way. PC gets free multiplayer where we don't, right? So these companies, and look, I understand why the PC crowd is a tougher kind of market because there's just so many options. So they have to make it a little bit more tempting for you to sign up for their service, and they do it by giving you a lower pricing. But not just the lower pricing, also games are cheaper. Where we pay 70, they're paying 60 and 50. And almost immediately, day one, 90% of the times, you're getting discounts on these damn games that take months to see on console. But that's besides the point. So what I was saying earlier with the...
I'm sorry, Steven. Stephen Leon said, I take offense. I'm a cow at times. Yeah, I'm also an idiot. That's what my wifey says. My bad, Stephen. I didn't mean to open up wounds.
Oh, I'm the same way. I mean, fuck, I just said that I'm subscribed to Game Pass, right? But the pricing structure, so there's PlayStation and Xbox are doing it completely different. And I like PlayStation's model better, and not just because it's PlayStation, because obviously right now I'm on Discord on Xbox. I'm playing an Xbox exclusive. I am playing it on Game Pass. And it's that PlayStation gives you not just a cheaper price item or, service, which it should be in comparison because of the day and date thing. But that's only feasible if you're really putting out day and date games, which Xbox isn't. But the pricing structure, what PlayStation is doing for you is they're saying, all right, look, this is what we're going to do. Instead of charging you $17 a month, we're going to give you a price discount right now if you sign up for the whole year. And they do that, right? The customer does get a pretty good deal. And like I put yesterday, it ends up being like $13 and I think it's like 40 some, I don't know, some cents per month when you average it out. But you're also committing to a full year of subscription. So what does PlayStation get out of it? Well, they have your year guaranteed and they have your money up front. So it doesn't matter how bad or good the months are after that, because they got your money any damn way.
Which sounds really fucked up, but I also get it as a business strategy.
Absolutely. And I don't fault them for that. We do the same thing at work. The longer you do your contract with us, the cheaper the price is.
That's what we do at the company I work for.
Absolutely. You get a 50% discount versus a shortest contract, so people are incentivized, right? But the thing with PlayStation is that it is in their best interest to put their best foot forward every month, or at least try to. One, because they want to retain the people that have already paid for the year. And secondly, PlayStation is still trying to grow their console. So they're trying to make it as best as possible. So who knows? Somebody out there be like, you know what? I have not played Remnant, and for, whatever, $10 the entry point to get in, or whatever it is, $17, I want to play it because the game costs $30. And on top of that, I'm going to get these other games. And if I like it, I'll keep subscribing. Where Game Pass is different. Game Pass doesn't give you the yearly mark. And what that is telling me is, or the yearly discount. And what that tells me as a consumer is there's absolutely no investment whatsoever to stay subscribed to Game Pass for the long term at all. And I should take it at a month per month basis, which is terrible for Xbox because obviously we have Salty. Oh, he left.
Oh
Um,
shit.
we have
That was a tease.
sorry, I got excited. I know I fucking threw you off. I just talked to him like last month. The Game Pass, and that's a huge fucking problem because Xbox isn't putting out day and dates. So how are you going to have a pricing structure that is basically designed for you to subscribe at a month per month basis, but yet you're not putting out product to make you subscribe to the month per month basis? It actually should be vice versa. The way Xbox is pricing their service is how PlayStation should be in the logical world. Is how PlayStation should be subscribing, right? Because PlayStation every month is putting out games to try to make you to subscribe, where Xbox is not. So they should be giving you that yearly discount so they can lock you in for the year and keep your money for the year. Therefore, no matter what the fuck they do, no matter how many delays, no matter how many non-day and date games they don't release, they have your fucking money. So then comes back to something that I've been saying for years now, and is, are they that stupid, ignorant, or are they malicious about it? There really is no in between, man. Phil Spencer makes millions of dollars a year. Sarah Bond is not far behind him, and Matt Booty is not far behind her. The point is, these guys are well paid. They're high position, in charge of a multi-billion-dollar company. They just don't give these positions to just random Joe. They just don't. So this leads me to believe that no, they're not ignorant. They are doing it maliciously. Now the real question is, why? Why are they doing it maliciously? Why are they doing it in a way where they talk about girls, but they're not growing? They're talking about money, but they're not making any. They're talking about releasing games, but they don't.
But they
And the games they
don't.
do are missing features. They're fucking half baked and they suck ass.
This is like
So
the
like,
freaking
what is
scene
the end
in
goal?
This is the scene in fucking Friday when he goes through it. Man, you ain't got no two things that match in this house. You got peanut
Yeah,
butter, no jelly, ham, no burger.
exactly.
That's what
Like,
this
what's the
shit
fucking end
reminds me
goal
of,
here?
man.
I don't know.
Like, you got games that you say you're gonna release, but you never release. You got profit you say you're gonna make, but you never make it. Like,
Oh, and one last thing. Damn, I forgot. Maybe I think it was January Thrifty. Check out the Thrifty's YouTube channel for our podcast. I want to say it was January for sure. I talked about how, and that's right when I canceled Game Pass, and I talked about how much money I spent on the games that I actually play versus just subscribing to Game Pass. Because at that time I bought all the Gears, all the Halos. I bought what's the game Insomniac made for Xbox? Sure, I got it right here. Um, it was an Xbox exclusive, and it's still there. Hopefully, it comes over to PlayStation eventually. Sunset Overdrive. I bought all those games, and the number that I came up with after spending all that game, and some of these games I bought brand new, still sealed. Some of them I bought pre-owned, like the Master Chief Collection. I bought that pre-owned, open, used on eBay. But either way, all the games that I wanted to play, basically all the Xbox exclusive games that are worth a damn. I look at the podcast, but I think it was like something like 150 to 180, and now I'm set basically forever, or until I break the damn thing. Are you gonna keep subscribing to Game Pass for, at the time the price was I think 210 per year every single year with the hopes of getting two, maybe three day and date games that you really want to play? So this discussion's been happening for a long time, and now it's just been made worse with this new pricing structure.
yeah, it's dumb. I don't. There's no other way to say it. It's really dumb. Like, it's unless they're trying to actually do, because we we hypothesize, we take the data, we bring it in, and we go, okay, cool. Here's my best guess is what's going on. That's what we do. That's what everybody on the internet does. That's what everybody does in real life. My son takes in as much data as he can, or as he thinks he needs, before he gives his idea, or gives his thought on a topic, or figures out how he's going to sneak around and get on his Switch without me noticing. Like, we take in data and we proceed. So that's what we do here. We take in data and we proceed. So the data that we take in, though, right now is Starfield marketing was to PC first.
There
Xbox was
was,
an
and they got the
afterthought,
better version.
and they got the better version. Xbox was an afterthought. Xbox at that point had lied about Redfall, and then we got Starfield, and Starfield was at 30 frames per second because of creative design choices. Okay, fast forward 6 months later, Starfield gets a patch, now has 60 frames per second because creative design choices don't actually fucking matter, and that was never the reason to
Yeah,
begin with. So there's a
which was a
lie.
bullshit.
It was
Hmm.
total bullshit. So there's a lie. Then we have Phil Spencer coming out earlier last year, or middle of last year, talking about how Xbox customers are our main focus. Xbox customers are the backbone. Xbox customers, the console customers, are the ones who make this happen. And so we're committed to day and date games. We're committed to Game Pass. We're committed to blah, 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 blah. We see it as a great model going forward. Jim Ryan goes, no. That's not going to work, and everybody roasted him for it. Well, on their side, everybody roasted him. I said, "Oh, Jim Ryan, he's just dumb. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't cannibalize sales." Well, we found out through all the Microsoft ABK acquisitions
It
that actually
does.
it does cannibalize sales, right? And so there's another lie. And then we fast forward. Tango Gameworks, this game, or I'm sorry, we back up even more. Tango Gameworks, this studio, was doing so much good, so many metrics that were hit, did wonderful for us. It was a breakout success, critical darling, all this other bullshit. And then, oh, we had to restructure and close down the studio so we could continue to give you shows like the one you just saw. That is an exact quote, by the way. Um, that was like, so there's another feather in the hat of how many lies they tell to the Xbox community. Then you have recently Kindle Fire Xbox Stick, whatever the hell it is, the little thing
Fire
that plugs
stick.
into the, thank you, Fire Stick, the thing that plugs into the back of the fucking TV that's made by their damn competitor.
I got three of them. I mean, I've been a Fire Stick owner for a decade now.
But it's Amazon.
Yep. Which is, they said it was their competitor.
Just last year they said they are our competitor. Like,
Not PlayStation, it's Amazon.
it's Amazon. And now you're in bed with your competitor? Oh, not only that, but your competitor has made it to where on the Fire Stick you can use your other competitor's device to operate it, like the PS5 controller, and don't have to use yours. So now, once
Which,
again,
mind you, controllers is one of their biggest accessories that they sell.
it's one of the only accessories they sell.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, like that is their market. They sell that and they sell their name to whoever will take it. That's why you have Trolley's Bright Crawlers with Halo Infinite codes on them. That's why you have Rockstar energy drinks with codes for Halo Infinite and like little game codes for Starfield and shit. Like, they have been telling y'all forever. What seems like forever, because I feel like two of the four shows a month that we do are literally us, Will and I, sitting here looking like jackasses, pleading with the Xbox community to get their head out of their own ass. It just that's no, I love Rockstar, Josh. I wasn't shit talking them. I love those damn things. They're amazing. Um, and the ones with collagen are actually really good. They taste fantastic. Listen, I'm a technician, bro. You don't think I have good caffeine choice? Like, this is the only thing that is keeping me going right now is caffeine, nicotine, and a little bit of sleep. And so, I just, if you follow the data, you literally do not have to make that big of a jump to be able to say, hey, um, yeah, I no longer matter to this company. Right? Like, so Will, you're in business. I'm in business. We are both in corporate settings. Okay? So here's the deal. Let's say I've been at a job for, let's just use my current job. I've been here for 2 years almost. In August it'll be 2 years. And there's a guy that comes in, less experienced than me, been there 4 months, and they promote him to team lead. Okay, okay. Huh. Interesting. I wonder. Oh no, let's say this. They give him a raise before me because it's not illegal to talk about your pay, no matter what a company wants to tell you. Uh, and so let's say we talk about our pay, and I find out he's making more than me, substantially. Now that's weird, but okay. Maybe he asked for it. I haven't asked for one. Cool. Let me see if I can get an evaluation on the books. No big deal, right? Then next, he gets the new equipment and the new truck and the new all this other stuff. He gets all the newer, fancier things. And I'm not, even though I've been there longer. Okay. Huh. All right. So that's another breadcrumb. And then he gets that promotion. And I get passed up for it. And maybe now he's been there 6 months. This all happens real fast. Will, what the hell is the company trying to tell me?
Yeah, they're well, a couple things. Two, the two main ones is one, they don't value you, or two, they're trying to take advantage of you.
Right.
I mean, it's real simple. It's not complicated at all.
So why is it so damn hard for them to get that through their head? JP Loco with the 5 said it's baffling how Xbox can think of. Wow, reading is hard. It's baffling how Xbox can think for a second GTA 6 will be on Game Pass day one. Yeah. Listen, I don't even know if most gamers will be able to afford GTA 6 day one. Go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say in regards to that too, and look, stuff like that does happen in the workplace, right? And something that a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people, like me, for example, I'll take myself as an example. At work, if that were to happen, now I'm gonna compare myself as an Xbox, right? Because this is how I am about my physical or my real life. If that were to happen, I honestly wouldn't give a shit because the reason I'm at that job, it's not to get promoted. It's not to do none of that. I just like the hours, right? I work Monday through Friday. I'm off on the holidays and weekends, and I have a lot of my life back. If I really wanted to be in it about the money, I just go back to my previous career. But a lot of people also feel that way about complacency and being comfortable, right? And same thing could be applied to gamers. It's just they're just used to it. They've been holding on to that controller for decades now. They can't see themselves, being a PlayStation gamer. They'll make a million excuses. That's why you see dumbass shit like Horizon has shitty graphics, or just all the bullshit lies they say. I can't even think of them because they're so ridiculous that there's one in one ear out the other. But just all the dumb shit that they say to try to justify.
Puddlegate? Remember
of why.
Puddlegate
Oh yeah,
from Spider-Man?
Puddlegate, Spider-Man. Same shit happened with Spider-Man 2. They just come up with the dumbest shit just to make
Parts of the
themselves
water
feel
didn't have ray tracing. Like, shut the fuck
ray
up,
tracing,
guys.
just to make themselves feel better about the stupid fucking choice that they're making. And look, nobody wants to feel like they're being taken advantage of, right? I mean, if you guys ever been cheated by a girlfriend or a wife or something, there's signs, but sometimes people refuse to see them because it would tear the world apart, right? Divorce, the family, the kids, the bills, everything gets split. Like, you don't want to deal with that. So sometimes it's just easier to avoid it and live in la la land until you're forced to deal with reality.
That
And
is true.
that's happening more and more with the Xbox gamer. And we've been seeing, things like high profile gamers like what's his name? Like Tim Dog is a big one, right? Now he's been advocating, I want to say advocating for PlayStation because he's still kind of getting his feet wet with PlayStation.
But he
he's
definitely ain't
been,
advocating for Xbox anymore.
he's not advocating for Xbox, and he's been way more, well, he has been vocal for just all the shit. And then what's happening now with Tim? Not only is he being vocal against what Xbox is doing now because he knows that it's wrong, but all those years of resentment, all those years of him fucking, covering for them and just doing what a good bot does, all that shit's coming out now. So not only is he being vocal, like us PlayStation gamers and Nintendo gamers, and I mean just any gamer, right? Because it's just ridiculous, has been doing. He's taking it a step above that because he has all those years of resentment built up in him that now he feels, okay, not only are you taking advantage of me now, but you've been taking advantage of me for the last 10, 15 years. And on top of that, you're spitting in my face, you're pissing on my face, and you're telling me it's raining. No more. And it's empowering for him that he is no longer in those handcuffs with Xbox and he's free. And I think now he's enjoying gaming more than ever. I think now he's really, enjoying his
Well, I
freedom.
mean, hell, he
He's coming
said that
into.
as much on X
He said that
shortly
absolutely.
after everything went down, and there were a lot of folks. He was like, "All right, guys, I want to play this game, but I don't really know who would be okay playing with me." And like the whole freaking Twitter community was like, "Man, log in, sign up, I'll play. I'll play with you. No problem. I'll
Yeah,
play with you." And he was like, "I have never been welcomed so much into a community that I've bashed so hard."
yeah,
And like P Rock was on there saying, "Man, I'll link up with you."
yeah.
Several folks were, and like
A lot of people.
that's because we just want you to see reality. Oh, Stephen Leon with another 10 gifted members. JDab, Straight Ched, J1942, Danshi, True King Gaming, Craig the Tech Guy. I like that name. Dave Van Langen. There we go. Ooh. Hmm. Bilver. Hmm. Yep. Beaver. Not Beaver Witch. Bliver Witch. Uh, Palon 915. Holy crap. The alcohol is making me loving. This is me. Wow. The leash has been taken off of. Yeah, man. And so, like, I'm sorry, Will. Continue. My bad. I cut you off.
That's what I was saying. You're good, man. Yeah. So now he's able to enjoy these games and come at them from a non-biased standpoint, where a lot of these fucking Xbox are just so. What do they call that when you get kidnapped and you fall in love with your kidnapper?
Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm
Their
syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome is to a level where they can't even like me, dude. Of course, I'm a fucking pony, but I'm a gamer first. So when Hellblade got announced, like I want to play that. When Halo gets announced for the next one, I'm gonna play that. All these other games, I'm gonna play them because I'm a gamer first.
But here, let me
These
ask you this.
dudes,
Let me ask you this. Are you okay? So I would consider every single person in the Discord watching right now a gamer. Okay? Now, within there are different levels. Me, I consider myself a gamer. I game almost 1,000 hours a year. I spend most of my free time either gaming or playing Magic. Sometimes I try to incorporate both. Like, so I do consider myself a gamer. But how do I say this? Do you want to play Xbox games because you've already ran through, because you game a ton. You game a lot. And so, like,
200 hours a year, roughly
how much?
about 2,200.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, a lot. You more than double me. So, with that being said, this isn't a Will's more of a gamer or less of a gamer, or I'm more of a gamer or less of a gamer, or whatever. That's not what this is. This is because there's been times where we've talked in the Discord, and like around the state of play, right? And you were like, man, there was nothing there. I'm not interested in like maybe two of those games. And I was like, man, two games that have your interest? That's actually really good. But it boiled down to the fact that you play a ton of games. And so because of that, the showcases that they present to you need to hit 50% mark, because then that's
Yeah.
like 6 7 games that gives you a ton more stuff to play and you're satisfied as a gamer. So right now, have you ran through kind of what you were wanting to play on PS5 or on the PlayStation, and because of that you're now seeing like you're exploring this other section because you have nothing left on the PS5 currently? Or like what has you over there? Does that make sense? Does my question make sense?
Actually, that's a great question because I was just thinking about this a couple days ago. The reason I am playing on PlayStation, or I mean on Xbox right now, is because of what PlayStation is lacking. That's the honest truth. Because PlayStation does not have a single player, narrative driven first person shooter. And I went to the extent so much that the games that they do have that are single player,
Hmm.
narrative driven, first person shooter or third person shooter, I even pulled the trigger on a PS3 to play the Resistance games in Killzone.
Yeah,
So
but you
it's not
beat those
just
in like a
X.
week.
Well, I beat Killzone the first one. I still have Killzone 2. And while playing Killzone, I'm sorry, not Killzone, Resistance, I beat Resistance 1. So far this month, just kind of give you guys an example. So far this month, I have beaten uh one, two, three, 4 games, right? Um, but I just been I love the genre, and it's an itch that I just been wanting to scratch. And the reason I jumped on the Xbox after I beat Resistance 1 is because the Halo games are more modern, right? I mean, the Resistance games are cool and they play good on the PS3, but the controls are, we talked about this on the last show. The controls are a little funky. The graphics are actually surprisingly still hold up, but it's just more modern. The Halos are, and the Gears. I just beat all the Gears between the end of June and beginning of July. But that's why I'm playing. It's because PlayStation is lacking in these games, and I want to scratch that itch. So that's the only reason. There's nothing Xbox has. As a matter of fact, I don't like gaming on my Xbox because I hate the controller. I hate the offset joystick.
I was gonna ask, how is
The
that? Like,
it sucks, man. If I can just plug in my PlayStation controller, which I technically can now with the Amazon, but I'm still not gonna get the 60, 120
no,
frames
I
and the
think
4K.
actually you can through a USB.
Oh well, I have to look more into it. But I mean, I already have a Series X, so it's like I'm not gonna play on my Fire Stick when I already got one.
No,
But
no, 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 no,
that's
no.
just
I'm
it.
talking about the PS5 controller on the Xbox.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually bought one for the PS3 so I can play. Because you can play PS4, use the PS4 controller, DualShock 4 on the PS3. But the problem is that some features are missing, like the PlayStation Home button that doesn't work. And then, of course, on some games, like I learned for Resistance 2, the L2, R2 buttons do not work. And I learned this because the amount of pressure you have to apply on those back buttons on the PS3 is greater than the PS4. So those buttons don't register on those games. And it's not just on Resistance 2. Resistance 1, it worked just fine. But Resistance 2, it didn't work. So shout out to Hero Down Under who recommended this USB adapter thingy where all you got to do is hook it up to the PS3, hook up the USB cable from the adapter to the controller, and it does everything for you. The only thing it won't do is it turn the system on. You can turn it off and use the
And that's the
PS Home
PS5
button,
controller, right?
either or. I'm using the PS4 controller on the PS3, but either or. You can use PS5 or
No, no, no.
PS4,
I
and I
meant for
think
the Xbox.
Oh, well, yes, you can buy an USB adapter just like that. I don't know if the
Okay,
one that
okay.
I have is capable of because I looked
That's what
specifically
I
for
just looked up, and I was
PS3.
like, dude, there's an adapter. You don't have to use their
hmm
controller for shit.
No, I don't. But I don't know, and it might be 100% match, or maybe the lag is so little that it's not noticeable. I just haven't dug into it, and I've been gaming on it now for 7 months, so I'm kind of used to it a little bit. I will say the Xbox controller, like I'm playing on the Elite 2, I think it's called, and the battery life on this thing, I mean, fuck, man, month. And you know the way that I game,
Oh
and
yeah.
it holds. With my DualSense Edge, I mean, I need to have my cable right here because after just a few hours, I already got to plug it back in. That's the biggest downfall. But to go back to your question, the reason I'm gaming on Xbox is because PlayStation doesn't have any of these games. They just don't. And the ones they do, they're old. The Killzones and Resistance, and some of the games like Resistance, you can't even play on PS4, PS5. You have to play on PS3. So that's the only reason I'm playing on Xbox, and a small little, I say 10% of it is because of the story of Gears and the story of Halo. They're just phenomenal, and because the gameplay is so addicting. And I put this up on Twitter, so if you guys aren't following me, please follow me there. I post gaming clips and little thoughts that I have about the games. Is The combat in these games is simple enough that a casual or somebody who doesn't game can pick it up and just play, but it's also complicated enough that a hardcore gamer like us can also find the challenge in the combat. And the gameplay is so nice, plus the story is so nice that you go in there just to shoot shit up, but then the story catches you back up and you want to beat the game again. And that's kind of what happened to me. I wasn't planning on beating these games. I just wanted to get some shooting in. And next thing you know, that story hits me, and now I just like I want to continue. And it's like watching a movie, right? The first game is the first 20 minutes of a movie. You're not just gonna stop it, especially if it grabs your attention. So you want to finish it,
Mm.
and that's what I tend to do with the Gears. Is I just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 5.
So
But
I
mind you, these games are only 8, 9, 10 hours long, so they're bite size. So you can get it done
that's
in a
true.
weekend if you're free. So it seems like I'm beating a lot of games, which I am, but these games are they're short, man. Like anybody can knock these out in a Saturday.
Lone Gamer 89 said, "You know what's funny? I had a dream about these two talking about gaming in a spaceship."
Damn, bro, that'd be cool.
I don't know what you're on, Lone Gamer, but damn, I need some of that. Like,
I know, right?
get
I
get
mean, I
me on
hate
a
heights, but I would do
spaceship.
it.
That's funny. Also, Stephen Leon said, no problem, or at Thrifty, no problem. I like how real you and Will are. Also bought some soap. Thank you. I text my wife, so she'll get that order in the morning and get that sent out. Uh, JC23, admin chase trophies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I chase trophies, though I agree that most trophies take forever and simply want to move. That's my fault. That's not my fault, but that's my thing also. What's up, Conquer 218? Firefight on Halo Infinite is what I've been playing. Hey, listen, it, it's always been the problem of PlayStation. Always. And then they had Killzone, which actually was really good, and they just fucking abandoned it. Like, I don't know what to tell everybody. Like, PS2 versus the Xbox, if you wanted great stories and amazing gameplay and sound and music quality and all that, buy a PS2. If you wanted first person shooters with your buddies, couch co op, if you wanted these third person shooters, once again with your buddies, couch co op, man, you better have had a freaking Xbox. That is what it was. Those were the two sides. PS2, people who sat at home didn't really want more than one friend in their house at a time. Okay, that was me. Hell, it's still me. But uh, Xbox, nah, man, we want to fucking party in this place. And that's what they built their platform on.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, and Nate? What's up, man? I think I mentioned it prior, but you should disable streamer mode so it shows your whole. You know what? I actually should. But funny enough, it says streamer mode is disabled. So, you know, we will go ahead and just thank the Discord people for not showing this really easily because it does
Oh,
like.
Thrifty.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you talking about the party of the Xbox and what they build their shit on. And another thing that go against the grain, we talked about the how they should do the strike, pricing because of how they actually are as a company and all this shit that we talked about early in the podcast. You brought up a good point with how they build their shit, right? Their party, co-op, multiplayer.
Yeah.
But yet on Halo Infinite, they got rid of couch co-op, like a staple of the
I
fucking
mean,
game. So it's just
they
like
didn't.
everything they
Did they get
do.
rid of it, or did they just not release it?
No, they got rid of it. They got rid of it because they didn't want to put the effort in. It's that simple. They just didn't want to continue working on it. And also, some people don't know this. People think that it took Xbox 6 years between Halos, and they were working on Halo Infinite for 6 years. No, they were working on Halo Infinite for about 3.5 years. So there was 3 years there that they didn't do jack shit. So what the hell was 343 doing for that time? Once again, we think as gamers, right? I'm sorry to bring this up again when I was talking about your girlfriend or boyfriend cheating on you, but it's the same shit. When a girl says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't text you back. I just I slept for 35 hours and now I got the best rest of my life." No, the fuck she didn't. She just didn't want to text you back, dude. Like everybody's stuck on their phone nowadays. You're just not in her mind. Okay, she's texting the other dude or the other five dudes. That's the same shit with the Xbox. We as gamers think, no, they've been working really hard. It's just COVID has been so difficult on everybody. And, these layoffs, so now people are having more workload. Well, sure, some of these things may be true, but people just don't think. Maybe they just don't give a fuck. Maybe they just don't want to go to work and make a quality game. Like, dude, that is a possibility as well. I said this before, too, on the show. If you are, I don't know, if you're a crook, right, but you don't want to go to jail, maybe you look for jobs that a crook can do, maybe get away with it. Maybe become a politician. If you want to kill people and you don't want to go to jail, maybe you become a doctor, right? So why is it impossible for you to believe that a doctor could be a murderer or a crook is a politician? Or a gaming company is not what they say they are. And the last thing I'll say before I pass it back to you,
No, dog, they're
the
a
other
gaming company, my
thing,
guy. They're not a console company anymore. That's
you're right, they're a publisher. The other thing I was gonna say with Xbox is I'm sorry, it left me.
no, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're
That's
good. But
that's
yeah,
fine.
the maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, being a crook and all that, and yeah, sometimes they just. I tweeted this yesterday when I brought up the 6 years and 3 years of Halo. And I tagged Xbox because I couldn't find 343s on Twitter. But I said they hate you. A lot of these developers hate you. You're just in their way, meaning they just need your money so they can continue to do what they do. But these developers, and I talked about this on the show again, so please go back, man, rewatch our shit because I'll be dropping some dimes and so does Thrifty. I was talking about Saints Row and some of the kind of underground interviews that have been done with some of those developers, which by the way are out of Illinois, Midwest company. So when it was time for them to
Midwest.
leave, when they weren't getting paid, it was very easy for them to do so because now they're making California money versus Midwest money, and it's almost double because cost of living out there is way more. And so these interviews, I cannot say it's for sure, right? Because they're kind of like, I want to give an interview, but I want you to change my voice and I want you to put a mask on me so nobody knows who I am. But when you see five, six, seven of these from people that say they work there, and five, six, seven other stories really match up and complete parts of stories from another person that now makes sense based on what they said, you kind of start to put two and two together. And one of the things that they said in regards to Saint Row and how it went to shit is the direction of the company. Now they went through a couple of the directors within like 2 years, and they kept wanting them to change it from what Saints Row was known as, right? The Saints Row 1 and 2 and all that. But the thing that really got my interest is when he was saying, yeah, we developers, when we're making games, a lot of the times we're not even thinking of the gamer. We're thinking about how to impress our colleagues across state lines or across the world. That's who we're really making games for. So I say all that to say this: when using Halo in specific, when they were making Halo, they weren't thinking of you. They weren't thinking about you playing with your kids, how you played maybe with your dad when you were a kid, or how you played with your buddies at home playing, one of the online modes of Halo and doing the landline party. And mind you, the Xbox 360 and Halo 2 in specific, those that time in gaming was when the multiplayer social shit that we know gaming to be today, that's when it all started.
Dude, I'll
So
never
they
forget
have
landline parties. I went over to a buddy's house one time and he was like, "Hey man, we're gonna have a LAN party later. Come on over." And I was like, "LAN party? What the fuck is this dude talking about?" I was a PlayStation gamer. I had no fucking idea. I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And so I get over there and my parents dropped me off at the house. I was probably freshman maybe in high school. parents dropped me off at the house. Was that right? Yeah, because that was 2001. Yeah, freshman or sophomore. And they dropped me off. And when when I show up, I don't have a controller. I don't have jack shit. Okay, because I didn't know what the fuck it was. He just said, "Come on over for a LAN party." I was like, "Okay, cool." I then see. I was the first one to get there because my dad was military, and so we weren't late to shit. And so I was always the first one to get anywhere. Hey, thanks for the sub. Witch, thanks for the sub. Is that Believer Witch? Maybe. Or Belvier Witch? Anyways, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Um, and so, I was always there early, but then I see these other parents dropping their kids off, and I see these kids carrying in 19-inch tube televisions. They're carrying in this bag with you can see a controller kind of dangling off the fucking side of it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so now I'm sitting there, and my buddy didn't even say anything like, man, where's your Xbox? Where's your TV? What? Like, no, this guy had an extra one, so he just thought I didn't have one, so I was just gonna use his. Cool. And so, so I'm sitting there fucking like going, what the fuck are we doing, guys? What the hell's a LAN party? I thought it was like a theme of like a birthday or some shit. And no, they were going, and everybody was bringing their own TV, their own Xbox, their own controller, and we set that shit up in this dude's second story kind of like game area, and it was freaking sick. It was awesome. We were all sitting there, all talking crap. His parents ordered pizza for all of us, and it was absolutely amazing. But that's like my only memory I have of ever touching an Xbox.
Yeah, dude, that we're innovators in that, man. And to see them go from that to this, man, it really hurts me as a gamer, like emotionally. I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm attached to gaming, just like everybody is attached to their hobby, something to take very serious, you know. And it, it's nostalgic, right? Because you grew up on this, and as a kid, at least for me, I know for a lot of you guys as well. Like, you couldn't wait for the future of gaming because you just saw the potential. You knew what it was capable of. And we saw a lot of that when the PS2, Xbox 360 time came around, the PS3 time came around, and all these games, man. Even with Xbox 360, Red Ring of Death, and the PS3 with their yellow, and how difficult it was to make games for them, and just
taping
all the
pennies to
shit.
the motherboard on your Xbox because that was going to help.
Do you remember at the time for the PS2 when they said that the chip was so advanced that it could fire like nuclear or missiles and shit? So they were worried that North Korea was going to buy like all the product so they can just rip the chips out and fucking fire missiles.
You do know that countries in the Middle East actually did buy a shit ton of PS3s and PS2s because of the chipsets.
I was in Iraq. I was there. I saw that shit. I got so excited when I saw my room full of PS3s. I was like, boys, we're going to be gaming. Fucking that bitch don't even turn on. But, and it's just so sad. So going back to what I was saying originally is, like, guys, I know we want to give these people the benefit of the doubt. And look, a lot of them deserve it, man. A lot of them are busting their hump. A lot of them are talking with, like Helldivers, the new CEO. The very first thing he did when he went on Twitter to announce that he's the new CEO, he put up how many hours he's been gaming for Helldivers, which was about 40 some hours, which is respectable, right? Especially for somebody in that position. And started talking to the community right away. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to see? Just trying to feel out what he can do to make his game better. And of course that benefits him, but that's good business. That's a good product. He makes a product that the gamers are happy with. The gamers will spend money, and therefore his company will make money. He will make money. And that's how things should be. Give me something that when I buy, I don't feel like I'm being cheated on. I don't feel like I'm being led on or Stockholm, none of that bullshit. And it's just sad, man. So when I talk about some of these developers hate you, they for real hate you. They have an agenda. They become political activists, or they have some sort of a personal agenda that they want to accomplish, and everything else is secondary. They cannot distinguish the difference between, professional and personal life, and we see that all the time with the gaming journalists. So it just hurts to say and to admit to, but it's the truth, man. So when you ask why don't they have, couch co-op, it's because they didn't want it to be that way. They just didn't. They did an open world system. It was a little bit more complicated, but it's not impossible. We see open world games that are not couch co-op, but yes, couch co-op all the time. Borderlands, you can do that couch co-op, and that's a decent sized open world. So
PlayStation
there
has
is
a
no
section
excuse.
on the PlayStation Store that highlights couch co-op,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
they
And look, I
actually they
get it.
put
Not
it
a
on
lot of
there
us.
after the big debacle. with-
Yes,
they put it on there around the same time that um, Baldur's Gate 3 was not going to go to Xbox because split
hmm
screen.
as they should take advantage of the opportunity. And look, I get as time goes on, just like physicals going down, less and less people are playing couch co-op. But there's a thing called integrity, man. And I played Halo Reach with my son. I played Halo 1 with my son. My son is 8 years old. And I was just getting so excited because he's getting to know, even though I never played him before till I became an adult, but I'm getting excited because he's playing games from my generation and he's enjoying them. And we're working our way up to Halo Infinite, and Halo Infinite comes out, and I'm not able to share that with him. So that hurt me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, because now it stops. Right now we can't continue, and even worse than that, part of being a gamer is something we talk about almost all the time. It's what's coming next. What news have we heard? What developers working on what? They took that away from me. I cannot share that same excitement with Halo with my son in regards to what's coming next. What news have we heard? Hey, any of your friends at school talk about Halo? Like what you guys talk about? This is what I heard with my buddies thrifty and on the Discord, and just that camaraderie and going around the fireplace in regards to a game. And the reason I'm making a point of Halo is because you cannot say Xbox without Halo. Halo has done so much for the gaming community, not just it being a first person shooter, but we just talked about the LAN parties and the social part and the multiplayer and the chat and the teabagging and the whole 9 yards. It did so much for the gaming community that for them to treat it this way, it's really a shame. And it wasn't because of anything they couldn't control. And that's what makes it worse. If they could have given us a valid reason of why, we would have accepted it because we're forgiving, because we know these guys are working hard and they're doing something that we love and hopefully they love too. But for them to just dismiss it, that's the part that sucks the worst.
Yeah, it is frustrating when I see people who still can't just like let it go. Like at this point, you just have to let it go. You do.
Yeah,
You
we do.
have to be able to read the writing on the wall and go, okay, they don't want me anymore. They haven't wanted me for a long time. Now, some folks saw that early and made the jump over to PC. Some folks
Yeah.
did. Doc Dark comes to mind. He made the jump over to PC early, and the progression went from I love my Xbox because of Game Pass to you know what? If I just start looking at my Xbox like a glorified PC, that's all, or a entry level PC, no big deal, totally fine, cool. Or then after that, it was you know what? I can actually play all the games I want to play on my PC, and so I don't really need my Xbox anymore. Okay, cool. And now it's well, I'm a PC gamer. Like that's the progression he went on, and he went on it really fast. But he also wasn't indoctrinated in to the Xbox group for years and years and years and years on end.
He's newer to gaming. I
He's
mean, not
newer to game,
completely new, but
right?
yeah.
He kind of like you took a long break,
Yeah, yeah.
and so like
Yeah. And like I feel bad to Hero. Me and him were talking. Like I don't watch movies anymore because I did that nonstop for 10 years. I didn't pick up a controller except to play MLB The Show, a couple times a year. So gaming is my thing. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV shows. And so I took that 10-year break, not because I didn't want to game. It's because I had to get my shit together. I know how I am as a person, and when I like something, I like something. But Doc Dark kind of did the same shit. Got established. And for him, it was much easier to do the switch than a lot of these guys. And I'm sorry to hijack that from
no,
you.
it was, and but then you have folks like Oh, let's just say Dustin Legary. let's just
Oh God, I can't stand that guy,
let's
dude.
just throw that guy out there. But you have two opposite sides. You have Dustin Legary and you have Tim Dog, right? Probably two of the people
Yeah.
whose names I knew before I knew their faces. And so you have both of those, and both of them are having two separate experiences on two separate timelines. One processed the data from games going everywhere and all that and said, you know what? Cool. I'm done. Everything y'all thought about me was true. All of this actually did happen. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that anymore. No matter what happens, not doing that anymore. And as a matter of fact, there are some games on the PlayStation that I've been dying to try. And so I'm going to play them. What would y'all
Dude,
recommend?
Tim went in hard. He bought a PSVR. He
Yeah.
bought. I mean, he went in.
And so,
Good for him.
but then you have folks like Dustin who constantly still make excuses. And so today, Dustin posted something that was shared in our Discord, and it was like this little sliver of hope that maybe he's starting to see it. Maybe. And so you gotta think if some of your most like influential voices are starting to see it, how long until the general public starts to see it? Like, how long until little Timmy down the road goes, oh, wait, why am I not getting the newest games? I thought I had Game Pass. Because the parents pay for it, the parents get the email, and the parents just disregard the email. Because, oh, okay, whatever, my son plays it, it's going up, I don't care. Well, what you didn't read was that if you ever stop paying for it, your son's going to lose access to day and date games. Because he's going to be brought back in on the entry level tier as a new subscriber. So good luck. Good luck, little Timmy. You're about to get screwed over by Xbox because they don't care about you. But I can't tell you how many times I go into clients' houses and they have an Xbox Series S and I go, "Oh, y'all are gamers." And they're like, "Oh, no, that's my kids. Yeah, we got that for him, signed him up on Game Pass. He plays all the games on there." Oh, okay. Cool. Like, how is it going to affect those people who have no idea what they're paying for? They just know Game Pass gives games, and I can let my kid play on Game Pass. That kid's been eating good in his mind. He's getting all these games day one, Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall, Forza, the new Halo whenever it actually comes out, the old Gears games, he's getting all those. He's just having a hell of a time. He got Starfield, he's going to get Indiana Jones. He got Hellblade, or not Hellblade. Uh, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
Hellblade.
He got Hellblade. Sorry, I always mix up Hellblade and Helldivers, and so
Me too.
I thought I did there. But like, it's going to really screw up the casual who's not plugged into this, and it's really going to screw up the parents who have no freaking idea. Like, there is no scenario with where what they're doing is customer friendly at all. Like, none. And it's baffling to see because yeah, there's a lot of parents, and Will, you've talked about it many times. There's a lot of parents that just go and get the thing because it's $150 on sale at Target, and they pick it up for their kid. They sign the kid up on Game Pass thinking they're doing this great thing, giving them day and date games and access to all the new titles, and they're seeing it as, man, if all I have to do is pay $15 a month and they get all that, that's a win. I can do that as a parent. I can pay $15 a month. That's a win. And now they're about to get the email here in about probably a month that says, "Hey, next month we're going up." And they're going to look at that and go, "Oh, okay, cool." And then they're going to get away from it. They're not going to read the details. They're not going to read nothing. And then they're going to be screwed over as a parent because now their kid's going to look at them and go, "Mom, Dad, I can't play the new game that just released. I thought we paid for Game Pass." "Well, yeah, little Timmy, we do." "Well, Mom, it's not there." "Oh, well, hang on, let me check." So they're going to check and realize, oh, crud, I got to be on this higher tier. And then they're going to look at Timmy and go, "Hey, Timmy, I'm not paying $240 a year for this. I'm just not. Why don't we go pick you out a game? Like,
Hmm.
why, why, why don't I take you to Walmart or let you look on Amazon and see maybe you pick out a couple games worth $100 and those are what you play this year? Like,
Especially when cost of things are going down and everybody's being more, budget conscious at home. I mean, I
yeah.
am.
And that's what I was saying earlier, man. There's apps that tell you this shit. Like, you can get Rocket Money or what's the other one? Oh, crud.
That's what I got. I use Rocket.
Is Rocket's one of them that has the notification for all your subscription services? But there
Yeah.
was there was another one that was it's free, and if you want like to take part in like paying them, you can, but you don't have to. I can't
And
remember
then
what the
negotiate for you too if your bills is too high. And
That's what it
I
is.
recommend it, by the way, for everybody. Not just that, I also have gaming. With Rocket Money, I have a savings account, and you can set up to whatever. Right now, I got it set to whenever I'm over like $200, for example, in my checking account, they'll take $4 here, $3 there, and it goes into the saving account. That's where I use to purchase a lot of my games. So it's just a little bit. It's like when you buy coffee, it's like the total's 350. Well, you just round up to five. That $1.50 goes into a savings account, and that's how I do it. So great for budgeting if you want to buy some games, but you're constantly cashing yourself, being with bills and shit. So I highly recommend that. Sorry, Thrifty.
Constantly catch yourself with life.
Yeah,
That's
with life, right? Car breaks down, just fucking anything, dude.
like, oh man, if the car breaks down, it's 500 bills right there. It's
Yeah,
just
easily.
like,
Just to tell you that it's more.
right, right. That's if you have a simple problem. If you don't, you can go ahead and double that. And if it's tires, you might be even more than that because tires apparently are made out of gold now. But anyways, we're not having an economical discussion tonight because hopefully that changes in about 5 months, 4 months. And so, anyways, um,
Hey, Thrifty, while we're talking, I just beat Halo Reach.
nice. What'd you think of it?
Oh, this is my third time playing it. It's my favorite Halo game. Me and Henry both think the same thing.
There's a lot of people who said Halo Reach should have been the end of Halo.
I mean, the only reason I agree with them is because 343. But I
Right.
never think that, especially gaming, I never think. Oh, a question for you in regards to gaming. Thrifty, whatever happened to the days when we used to get like a popular, like Halo, for example, right? Just because I'm playing that. Or Uncharted, because I've been talking about Halo a lot today. Uncharted, they just do an offshoot with Nathan Drake's girlfriend. What's her name? I think she's
Miranda?
Indian.
It's not Miranda. She's the
No, no,
other
no.
one.
Yeah, she's hot.
Chloe? No, that's the other one.
Yes, 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 Chloe.
Was
Or
it?
it's
It was with
Chloe
Chloe.
and
Yeah.
the other girl. And they just did offshoot games of popular, IPs.
Yeah.
What happened to that? How come we don't see that anymore?
Well, I mean, we saw it once. We're probably gonna see it again. Both are from Insomniac. We got Miles Morales, and we're probably gonna be getting a Venom offshoot. So I mean, we do see it. There is potential for an Atreus offshoot, which I would play the shit out of that. I love the
Oh,
combat of
so would I.
Atreus.
I just feel like for the PS2, PS3 era, we just got so much of that, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just
Yeah, but I
being
felt like
super
a lot of those were
nostalgic.
like direct to movie style. I felt like honestly, a lot of those offshoots back then felt very much like Little Mermaid 2. Like
Yeah, very true.
Little Mermaid 1 got the big, huge theatrical release with the best actors to do the voices and all this other stuff, and then Little Mermaid 2 was direct to VHS.
Yeah,
VHS, for those
VHS
who are younger than 30, go look that up. It was a really cool device.
video. VHS. It was a video home service. That's what VHS stood for, or something like that.
I have no fucking idea. I know Be Kind and Rewind, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've been more nostalgic lately because I've been gaming on my PS3 and I've been playing basically 360 games. And shout out to Nelson, who told me about Jade Empire. which I started playing a little bit, and man, I am digging that game. It's an old ass game. It doesn't really that well, but man, it's an Xbox original game, and the combat. I mean, it's an RPG, man, like through and through. I also bought the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Now I'm giving that one another shot because I played a little bit of it on the Switch, and I just, I'm not a big handheld guy, so I got that on the Xbox. And that's the one thing
Hey,
I
you
want to
should
give
play
Xbox.
Rygar. Have you ever played Rygar?
Rygar. I never heard of it. Let's look it
Okay,
up. What is it?
so
What is it?
here you go.
RY.
Rygar. It's a super old game, but since you're kind of into that right now, I don't think your whole it looks old would be a problem.
No, no, no.
So
I can't.
Rygar was actually a super fun game. Let me pull this thing up real quick. Um, it did not get enough love because it was basically like a God of War style game. Combat's a little slower in it. Um, but let me see if I can't pull this up. Rygar PS2 trailer. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, I think I see it here.
Yep. Here, let's do this. Let's come over here. Let's bring the browser up. I'm hoping that nobody has to listen to this. But yeah, it's on the screen right now if you're watching. Let me go into theater mode so it makes it bigger. But yeah, dude, this game, my dad and I had a freaking blast playing this thing. It was so bad it was good. Like, it
Was
is
it
one
a
of those
PS2 exclusive?
I don't think it was exclusive.
Yeah, remember, Xbox doesn't have everything backwards compatible, so a lot of games you're not able to get. But I'll check it out. And that's the thing I wanted to say about Xbox. I still want to give them prop because they're backwards. Being able to play older games like that is so much easier
Oh shit,
on
it
there.
was. But you can do it through your PS2, can't you? You got the fat one. No, you didn't. You got the slim.
No, 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 no. I got the Fat Boy, but not the backwards compatible.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
But PS2's
It's on your
on my
radar.
to get list. Oh yeah, I think by the end of the year I will have one.
Yeah, that was for some reason you were talking about all these old games and it like just popped into my head. There was also another one. I think it was PS3, but you played kind of as a Spartan, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a third-person uh, style game, and very much like same God of War mechanics, like sword, shield, uh, going through fighting these bosses, epic battles, really awesome. But I can't remember the freaking name of it.
Well, either way, guys, follow me on my YouTube channel because I
Oh
started
yes.
this little series called Mail Call, and I've been buying games for the PS3 and some games for the Xbox 360, but mainly PS3 because I just got a PS3. And just speaking of these games that Thrifty brought up, this next upcoming Mail Call video that I do, it's gonna be fucking fire. I got my hands on some great games, some games that you guys are going to bring back a lot of nostalgia. And I'm excited not just to show you guys, but to also play them because, mind you, the 10 years that I took a break was during the PS3 generation. That's when I joined the military. I mean, I bought my PS3 in November. In February, I was in boot camp in Fort Knox, Kentucky. My birthday was a couple weeks later. And June is when I graduated. I went to my duty station in Fort Carson, Colorado. 8 months later, I got deployed to Iraq. I came back. I finished out my military service, and I started my adult life, basically. So the PS3 era is the era that I completely missed out on. PS2, I did a lot of gaming on. PS1, I never had, but I was able to play a lot of PS1 games, like never played the Final Fantasies, but like the Spiral the Dragon and just all those famous games from the PS1. I was able to play on the PS2, and then before that was the N64, which you guys got my story on one of the first podcasts I was on. But the PS3 is the one that I completely missed. I used it specifically as a Blu-ray player. I would get home after duty or to the barracks, pop in a movie, go to bed because I have to be up early in the morning the next day. So that's the one. So please follow me. Right now, a lot of the games that I purchased, which most of them have been on eBay, I've been getting notifications all day today that they are en route. So hopefully they will be here by the end of the week, and the video hopefully up, early next week, maybe even this weekend. But I just want to have a good time, and if you guys see something or you guys think of something that you played on the PS3 or even Xbox that you think I would like, please let me know because I've been in a buying mood with these games, collecting games. Right now, I have the Resistance games 1, 2, and 3. I have Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2. I have Spec Ops: The Line, which I've been playing a little bit of that, and that game is blowing my mind. But anyways, I'm trying to play games that are exclusive to the console, meaning that I cannot get it on the PS4 because if I can't get it on the PS4, I'm gonna get it on the PS4. It's just better graphics, better frames, better everything.
All right.
But yeah,
Will, I found it. PS3 title came out in '05. Okay. It is called Spartan Total Warrior.
that in my
Josh,
notes.
it's not in the description just yet, but it will be.
Total Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I posted this on the Discord. I looked up X-Men Origins for the PS3 and Xbox 360. That game is selling for fucking $80,
Dude, I saw
$90.
some copies were 100
What the
bucks.
hell? I
But
was like, what the hell? Total
so
Warrior.
this game has you going through and you're killing everybody. That's just your goal. Just kill everything. And
Like I like it.
I remember playing this. This game was fantastic.
Well, great game because it's on eBay for like $10, $12,
It
15
says
bucks.
PS2, but it said PS3. It might have been one of the crossovers.
And one of the very first, besides Outcast, one of the very first PC games I've ever played, which was when I was in Iraq on a fucking shitty laptop and it ran, was Rome Total War.
Oh shit, no,
So
that
I
was another one
love
PS2.
games like
My
that.
bad. Damn, I thought it was PS3. But that was the game I was thinking of. This and Rygar were both on the PS2. But
Nice.
um, I,
Either way, keep the recommendations coming because I don't have a PS2 now, but I will.
dude, PS2, I literally rented every damn game that I could for that freaking console. When I wasn't playing Final Fantasy, I was playing these offshoot other titles that were not really because you could always find them super cheap. Like I was either renting them or I was getting them for $4 at GameStop or Funco Land back then.
Dude, it's funny you bring that up because my son was telling me about gaming price, and he told me that on MetaQuest 3 he saw some DLC for $100. He's like, "That's just crazy. Who the hell what?" Well, he didn't say hell. He's like, "Who would ever pay that much money for a stupid skin?" And I'm telling him, dude, yeah, I know. So we started talking about game cost, and he's like, "Would you buy a DLC for her?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, let's go the opposite. Will you buy a game for 50 cents?" I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't even matter if it's good or not, but for 50 cents, I'll buy it." He's like, "What about $1?" I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "Well, too bad those prices don't exist." And I was like, haha. Now here comes the back in my day conversation. You used to be able to walk into GameStop and they would have bins, like games with no cases, or
Mm-hmm.
cases missing the booklet or whatever. You used to be able to pick up a game for $1, $2. I remember I picked up Madden like 2002 for like $1.50.
Yes.
Like it's just craziness.
Yeah, man, I remember one time I had uh I think it was '04 or '05 when ESPN was out and they had the mode where you could like be in the helmet of the running back and that was like how you were like playing the football game.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I remember going in though, and it was several years later, and I saw like it was 2 or 3 years down the road, and I saw those games for like $4, $3, and I picked up both of them because they only were out for 2 years with the running back vision on them. And like I got those, I got a couple Maddens, I got the Madden that had I think it was Eddie George was on the front of it, Anyways, I remember going in and getting all of that, and that's where I found some like really obscure titles, because that's all it was. It was sports titles and other junk that didn't sell, and like
Yeah.
that's where Spartan Total Warrior came from, because it didn't sell. It's just it wasn't a heavy hitter, but it was really fun, and I think with a little bit more polish, it could have been an amazing game. But like, man, all of these old school games have their place, which is why one of the things that we covered 2 weeks ago was that PlayStation is actively trying super hard to get more PS3 games to work natively on the PS5.
They need to, man.
They really
'Cause,
do. And they're working hard with
bro,
that emulation company to make it happen.
there's just, you know, we a lot of us have been unhappy, and I'm not saying like we completely hate it, right? Just like we're disappointed a little bit. We're just kind of how the gaming industry has been as far as what they've been putting out, right? It's like, well, games are incomplete or half baked or missing features, Xbox. Um, but it's a great moment. It's a great opportunity for some of the younger, gamers, maybe in their early 20s who didn't experience the PS2, PS3 era like we did, Xbox 360 era, and kind of get back into it. And man, look, a lot of those games, especially on the PS3, they hold up, man. Like Resistance, like my son will look at it like, yeah, it's old, but it's something he can still play because it's still, I mean, he's too young for it, but it's still playable and it's still the graphics are good enough. Now, yeah, we're still lacking all the dual sense features and all that crap, but you get used to it pretty quick. Like right now I'm playing Spec Ops, and man, that game is just whatever. But it's just a great time for them to kind of get back into it. And I think if PlayStation can come up with an emulation that is solid and can bring some of these, heavy hitters from the PS3 era, I think it's a great business opportunity and also a gamer opportunity. We a lot of the times, I know we talked about this Thrifty, when we get in these ruts when we don't know what to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to just pop in something that we had a great time with the PS3, and even if we don't finish it, but we play a little bit of it, and we may finish it, but just kind of get our blood flowing and
Scratches the
remember.
itch. It really does.
Yeah, why we game. It brings all that back to, at least for me, it does.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the appeal of that's part of the appeal of the isometric games that I love so much, is because when you go back to them 10, 12, 15 years later, they don't look like they've been graphically crept out of the space. Like Diablo 2. Even though it just got a fresh coat of paint, it looks just as fun and just as good as Diablo 4. Okay? I'm just talking about like how the game is presented. Games like Victor Vron, those games aren't graphical powerhouses, but they hold up really well in that style. And so like going back, that's why I go back to those games often to play them. That's probably why I'll go back to Diablo 4 to play it, even as consoles progress, because those type of games, that graphic style doesn't necessarily go out of date. Now, you did have a time, and I've mentioned this before on the channel, you did have a time in the PS2, PS1, PS3 era where they were really trying to push, mainly PS1 and PS2, where they were really trying to push the limits of what 3D graphics could do. And you go back and play those now and you're like, ooh, that game looks like shit. It runs like shit. I don't need to play this because it's going to tarnish every good memory I have of it. Good example is Tekken 3. Tekken 3 looks like ass now. Back then, it was probably my favorite fighter.
And something I love, because I've been telling my son how when my mom bought me a game on the car ride back home, you just be so damn excited.
Yes.
You wish you can just teleport. I told him, I used to just open up the game, pull out the booklet, and just read it. Right? I just want to dig myself into this game.
Cover to cover.
But cover to cover. But what you said there, something that I've noticed on the PS3 games on the back, at the very bottom, they always give a little, not all of them, but they'll give you a little thing that will say something uh, like right here, Resistance. Innovative social networking and online community action via groundbreaking portal site. Or they'll say 3D graphics, the best in its class. Like they try to sell you the game, and I just think that's so interesting, especially with the conversation we were having earlier about devs hate you, right? And I know that sounds very blah, but it's true, man. It's like during that time, like what's the name of the God of War creator?
Oh
Jeff, I
shit.
think his name, or whatever
Uh,
his name is.
is it Corey?
Whatever.
No.
No, not Corey. Or
Uh,
not Metal Gear.
oh
Is it
Lord
Metal Gear?
help.
Twisted Metal.
The dude that got mauled by his cat.
Did he get mauled by it?
Is
Oh,
that
whatever.
him? He has a podcast
But,
now.
yeah, yeah. But look at the difference how he was when he made Twisted Metal to how he is now. Like back then, dude, like they were just so excited for these games, and you can feel it. You can feel it when you're playing it. Like it just feels fun. It just feels like a video game.
David Jaffe.
It, David Jaffe, yes. But it's just little nostalgia things like that that are really exciting. But yeah, guys, check out this video, and I'm also gonna tell you guys pricing, how much I paid for this games, and I'm gonna give you each one, and you will be surprised how affordable it is. Like for the 3 Resistance games, I got all 3 for with tax and shipping like $23. So like very affordable, very the secret is trying to get something that's good quality. Maybe it's not scratched up to hell, but so far descriptions have been very good, and I have not gotten that one game that I got told it's this, but it ended up being that.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, it's just
David
a
Jaffe
night and
did
day.
God of War.
God of War.
Cory Barlog did God of War 2, and also he was a designer on Twisted Metal as well. That's part internet and part Josh. So I kind of trust Josh more than the internet.
So do I. Talented dude, man.
But yeah, guys, go check out Will's channel. Help him out, support him over there. If he's trying to turn this into something, that's cool. We'll definitely give all the support we can. He's posted a couple things. I thought they were just one-offs because every time I've talked to him about it, he goes, "Nah, man, I don't want to do that. I'm not a creator. I'm
It's
not a
just
content
for
creator."
you guys.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, it's just for
Uh-huh.
my friends.
So,
Like I
anyways,
told,
go over and subscribe to that so we can help support him. And then once we get him to 500 subs, he'll probably start a join button and all that other stuff because even
I
though
won't.
it's not about the money at all, it is nice to get paid to do stuff you love.
It is about the money. I got to keep up this video game addiction I got. What are you talking about?
Dude, that's what I told my wife. I was like, yeah, so the YouTube money will come in here in about a couple weeks. I'm going to go ahead and get Astrobot pre-ordered, and I'm going to get a couple other games that I've kind of been looking at. They should be on sale by then. And she was like, so the channel is paying for your gaming habit. I said, yes, it is. And that's you can ask anybody on the Saltiest Gaming podcast. When I started this channel, I said, listen, if all it ever does is pay for my gaming, that's plenty enough for me. Like, because
Facts.
it literally I'm making money doing the thing that I love while supporting the hobby I love. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. And so it's just go support him. I will get his link in the description. It might not be tonight because it's already midnight, but I will get his link in the description, and we will definitely get him to where he needs to be to start feeding his addiction. Now the problem is if we give him more money to spend, he'll just be buying more games. And so, with that being said, just know that we are enabling this habit. I'm just
I do have some self-control. I have a mortgage. I got
Horse
shit to pay.
shit. You see the big red sale button and you're like, oh shit, that's mine. SpongeBob SquarePants Collector's Edition. Hell yeah. It's 40
Dude, that was
bucks.
$20
Yeah,
or
it was
40
40
bucks. Yeah.
bucks. And like, oh, that's awesome. I'm going to get that. I already have the game, but I don't have the collector's pack. So yeah, no, you're totally fine. You could stop whenever you want. I believe you.
Yeah, I don't shake or nothing like. Well, not all the time at
Not
least.
all the time. You pass a GameStop, you start itching. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, man. There's a Subway by the GameStop by my house, and every time I go to Subway, I'm like, oh, I'll just take a peek in there.
I'll just take a peek. So funny enough, I've actually been considering getting all the old consoles because every time I'm in my local game shop, I'm like, I pass by the PS3 and the PS2 section, and I'm like, man, there are so many games on there that I'd pick up again to play. But then, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, really a lot of the PS2 games that I want to play already got re-released on the PS4. And
Yep.
so there's not many lacking from that generation. It's mainly the PS3 generation that I'm like, man, I'd love to go back and actually give Final Fantasy 13 a fair shake. Now that I'm an
Yeah.
older, smarter gamer, I'm not as cagey as I used to be about the way the Final Fantasy games had to be and all this other stuff. I should go back and get that. I should go back and play a lot of the games that I missed that aren't available anymore, or their re-release was worse than the actual release, like the GTA releases, the re-release that came out of that, where everything just is shit. Like I
Dude,
would.
and like Resistance, you cannot get those. I mean, not Resistance, but Spec Ops. That game is delisted
Uh-huh.
on Xbox and PlayStation. So digitally, you can't get it. Only way to play that game is on a PS3 or a Xbox 360. And just to kind of answer a little bit of your question, Thrifty, if you're gonna do it, now's the time, man. If you just want to get one just so you can play the games, not for collection or anything like that, you can get a PS3 Slim for $60-$70
Oh, I know. I know.
for
They have
the
ones
price of a game.
here at my local shop, and honestly, after I get Astrobot pre-ordered, that might be one of the things that I use the channel for is to go out and get that
Stream,
because
dude.
it's great. And then if I get a Elgato whatever, I could actually capture the footage and maybe do some reviews on some old games like a retro
Dude,
style.
that's what I
Like
really wanted to do, but I don't have the capabilities to do that. But I really would love to do that. And the channel isn't about money or growing it. I just want to share with you guys because I love gaming, man. And I actually need another PS3 member because I want to play some of these online games. I want to see what it's like on a PS3. I never
I
got to
want to
experience that.
I want to go back and play Tecmo Super Bowl because on the
Let's do
PS3
it.
they released Tecmo Super Bowl, but it didn't have any of the like NFL team names or anything like that. It was like $7 and you could only get it on the PS3 store because when I got my PS4, I was hoping just to be able to play it on there, but it wasn't available on the PS4.
Was it like a NFL Street kind of game like
No,
that?
not at all. It was literally just like Tecmo Super Bowl from like the
I don't know
Super
what that is.
Nintendo. Oh,
So like a
oh.
Madden, but no name.
No. Have you ever played? Okay, have you played Retro Bowl on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Retro Bowl, but it's the original.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yep.
Oh,
Retro
interesting.
Bowl is nothing more than Tecmo Super Bowl on a phone. Like that's
Oh
it.
wow, that'd be super interesting.
It
And they got it
is.
for all the consoles, like PS1, PS2, PS3.
No, it was just a digital only game on the PS3. I don't even know if it's still available. But
I don't know,
like,
man. That store is slim pickings now, man. On the
I don't know, man.
PS3. I mean, there's a lot of shit, but
I bought it, so it should still be in my PS3 library.
well, just so you know, I just checked my like my purchase history on the PS3, or it's not purchase history. It's basically downloadable content that you can download, and some stuff showed up there that I bought like in 2012, like TV shows and movies showed up that I can still watch. And also last month during the PlayStation sale, I bought a game called Swapper.
Okay,
And it's an
it
indie
is
game,
still available. I'm sorry, I just looked that up. Tecmo Bowl Throwback is still available on the PS3, even though it was released on the PlayStation Network store on June 1st of 2010. Go ahead.
but I bought the PS5 version of Swapper, and I ended up getting the PS4, which was advertised. But then when I check on my PS3 just to see what downloads I have available, I also got the PS3 version. So I got the PS3, PS4, PS5 version of the same damn game, which I thought was fucking amazing. But I'm gonna check out that game on PS3 when we're done with this.
It's man, I'm telling you, dude, it is that is the only reason I would still have like that's one of the reasons, not the only, but that's one of the reasons I would go back to the PS3 because there were some pretty fun like digital only titles that they would do. Uh, and so like I don't know, man. It's the PS3 has so many fond memories for me, so many, and
I
that
have
was
that.
one of them because I found that game on the PS3.
Well, when I'm 80 years old, hopefully I make it to that age, and I'm talking to my great great grandchildren about my gaming days, and I start talking about the PS3 console, you know what's gonna come to memory? Thrifty, War, Josh, you
Yeah.
guys, because I'm experiencing it right now, how you guys experienced it back
Oh,
when you
that's
were
true.
kids now. So I'm super excited. Yeah, I hope you get on that train, man. I hope you do get it because it'd be nice to just and look, the PS3 online shit is still active, bro. There's still people on there.
I know they keep trying to
Some
shut down
games
the
you
store,
can't.
and then they keep getting feedback, and they're like, "Okay, we're not going to shut it down." Fine.
And for what? It's like, well, how much do you pay for maintenance? You know, it's like you're not putting anything new in there, so it's
It's
maintaining
the
the servers. It's
PS3
like,
store. The games didn't even take up a gig. Like you're okay. It's fine.
dude, I popped in the game and I completely forgot about this. But when I played Resistance, I've just popped it in and I'm like, oh, it's probably got to update or something. Nope, started playing right away. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm like, oh shit,
that's
memory's like
nice.
300 megabytes. It's like, what the hell?
This
I'm like,
is
what do I need an
great.
80 gig for if it's 230 gigabytes or megabytes per freaking game here?
Right, and then like the save files were, I don't think that no, were the save files kilobytes?
I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
I think
Yeah,
they were.
it's like 32 gigabyte or kilobytes. It's insane how small it
Yeah,
is.
I think they were because that's how they switched from the PS3s when they switched from memory cards back to or just to internal save data.
Fuck, do you remember memory cards? We actually
Bro,
used to have to buy them to save our game.
so
When did that change?
PS3. So
Okay.
funny enough, I do remember memory cards because you would have to have
Rumble packs?
extra memory cards. Because so for me, I played Diablo 1. Diablo 1 took up 10 slots of memory for the game save file, and if you wanted to save a character and transfer it over to like the nightmare mode or the hell mode, you took up another spot on your memory card for each saved character. So you could only have a maximum of 5 on one memory card, the save data of the game plus 5 characters. So if you wanted anything more, or if you had two people who had games that were going on, you had to go out and buy another memory card because they only held 15 slots. Dude, I remember that like it was yesterday. Because that's one thing I always looked on the back of the cartridge for is, hey, how many slots of memory does this bastard take on my memory card? Because I don't know if I want to delete certain things or not. But yeah, man. Anyways, this was fun. I'm glad I came on. Will, I'm glad you were able to join. Once again, sorry for the terrible communication towards the end of the day. I, yeah, it's just that was completely on me. But
Yeah,
guys,
bro.
I think we're going to go ahead and head out. This has been a short show tonight, only one topic tonight. We got some good gaming talk in here at the end. Uh, Guys, check out the video that I did on Diablo 4. It is out. It is probably one of the It's probably one of my favorite videos that I've done. Um, Henry said that he could like hear how like excited I was about the game during the review, so that's kind of what I was going for.
You're
I
welcome.
do what?
You're welcome.
I know. So go ahead and check that out. It's super, super unbiased. Um, and I think you'll like it. And if you hate Blizzard as much as I do, I think it's worth the listen. Watch the whole thing till the end, not for the algorithm, but because I think if you do, your opinion might change. There's a guy in another Discord who actually told me after watching the video that he was like, "Man, I'm gonna buy it now." I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." I was like, "What was it about it? Like, are you new to Diablo?" He goes, "No, I played 1, 2, and 3, but I hate Blizzard also. But like what you said about the story and how they portrayed Lilith and all that has made me want to get it." And I was like, "Man, that's awesome. That's really cool." And so like, go check it out. Also, we do have a link in the description for soap purchases. Somebody already ordered some tonight, and so those will ship out tomorrow. And yeah,
I'll be my more soon, Thrifty.
are you almost out of all the shit you got for
Almost
Christmas?
now, bro. Yeah, dude. I'm kind of offended. My family thought that I needed that much, but I'm gone. Yeah, and I'm
Didn't you
advocating
get
for
like
Thrifty.
baskets of soap and shit?
Yeah, no, dude, I got like three of the men's like kits with the shaving,
That's
the
what I
whole nine
thought.
yards, and I got that men's company with the balls commercials all the time.
Uh
I
huh.
got two of those that had 3 packs of soap. It's just insane how much I got. But I am an advocate for Thrifty's wife soaps. They are amazing. They smell great, and I have sensitive skin, guys. So like, it's really gentle on me. I feel fresh. I feel clean, and the scent. I mean, my girlfriend loves it. Or when I was using it, because I got all the stove stuff, so I stopped buying it. But when I was using it, she loved the smell, and I could smell it all day long. Like, and it's good quality too. It lasts a long time. I mean, and the designs are just amazing. Like, how can you make soap look that delicious?
It does
So
look
please
really
support
delicious.
Thrifty, support his wife. They do really good work, man. Really good quality.
And man, I appreciate that. Yeah, and some of her designs are really freaking cool. Like, and it's nuts the things that you can use to make the designs. But like, she has one over here right now. It's called Into the Woods. It's pine, rosemary, eucalyptus, kaolin clay, and moringa powder. And guys, it's a 100% essential oils. It smells delicious, and she put like this like this grass stuff on the top of it that's biodegradable, all that. And so it gives this really cool, like, it's a greenish color soap, like a kind of an army green color. And so, anyways, looks really cool. She takes a lot of time, a lot of thought into the designs. And like Will said, they don't dry your skin out. Like, I shower twice a day because one, I'm a little OCD, so I have to start my day with a shower. It's literally the first thing I do every morning. And then after that, after I get off of work, I shower again because I don't like sweating. Like, it's interesting to me that I have a job that puts me outside a lot because I hate being hot and sweaty. It absolutely drives me nuts. So I come home and once again the first thing I do is hug my children. Second thing I do is hug my wife. Third thing I do is go shower. And sometimes, depending on how bad the day was, my wife will go, I'll wait until you get out of the shower. you can you can go get cleaned up first. And so, like, I use them, and they usually last me about 2 weeks per bar. So that's about 28 showers. And so, like, guys, I'm telling you, they're amazing. But join the channel, subscribe. We got another sub tonight. I'm super, super appreciative of that. And it's Blair Witch. I won't forget that now. Actually, that's not true. You can ask Michael Moradin how often I forget how to say his last name. So, and I think I said it wrong just there. But like, I may need a reminder, guys. Thanks for showing up. I know it's really late. For some of us here in the U.S., I know that my Australian guys are like, dude, we could go for another like 6 hours. We're great. But they're also in the future, so it doesn't really count that much. But Eucalyptus if you want to smell like a koala. Dude, she should call it koala cologne. Huh. Anyways, um, she comes up with most of the names. Like, anyways, that aside, we talked way too long about soaps. Yeah, thank y'all for stopping by, guys. Check out the video. Check out Will's channel. Will, do you have a name for your channel, or is it just Will777JP?
Just Will777JP, just like Twitter and Discord and here and everywhere else.
You should call it the mailroom.
Oh man, I don't know how long we keep buying games.
Bro,
It's just a little series.
that's true. You might run out of games to buy.
Yeah, because right now I'm only focusing on the games that I can only play on those systems. You know, because if I can get it on PS4, PS5, that's where I'm gonna play it. Especially if it's a remake or something like that, because it's new.
Dude, no, you're gonna run out of games to buy, not because of that reason, but because you buy 10 new games a week. I don't care if you're getting them for $3 total for all of them. You still buy 10 new games a week.
This mail call, I think it's gonna be about 10 games. It's gonna be a longer video. Last time I did was like 7 minutes, and it was like 2 games. So because I also give you like a little history about it, you know, like why I bought it and stuff like that. It's just bullshit, but it's just shit that I share with my friends. So yeah, check it out.
Sorry, we always mess with Will in the Discord about how he's a whale. We really do. But he shops the sales. Yeah, like he's not a whale. He just shops the sales, and whenever he has downtime at work, that's probably when he's on Amazon or on eBay or these other places going, hey, how much can I?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Cool. Click, buy. Cool, leave.
Yeah,
Next thing
basically
you know,
during my lunch break.
during your lunch break.
Yeah, during my lunch break, yes, when I usually take a gander on my phone and just take a look. And not every day, but yeah, if I come across something.
What's up, Mustafa from Beirut? I
Oh,
go to
Beirut,
Beirut
wow.
and do a show there. Oh no, hello there. Oh yeah, no, no. Anybody else excited for Eminem's new album coming out? Anybody? Because like I've never been so excited to hear a 50-year-old rap on a record. I'm just saying. It's
You know, his daughter just got married. I realized how old I am. Not
dude,
fun.
when I realized his so for some reason the first time I saw his daughter was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame presentation for him. And they said like they showed a picture of her in the audience and I was like, "Wait, why did they just say Eminem's daughter but that's a grown ass woman? What's going on? Wait, she's supposed to be little and tiny and still in his arms. Like when did this shit happen?" But it's yeah, man, makes you feel I didn't know she got married. Makes you feel really old. But anyways, guys, we are getting off on some tangents because closing out a stream is the hardest thing for me. I always tell anybody afterwards that like closing out a stream just is hard because I could sit here and talk forever. And I definitely know that Will can. So, anyways, with that being said, like, subscribe, comment, do all the fun freaking things that YouTube loves. Go check out that video, even if it's just for a little bit to like it, and then let it play in the background. That would be awesome. Check out Will's mail call videos. He buys a lot of shit, so he's not going to run out of content for a while. And everybody likes watching people open shit. I don't know why, but they do. It's fun. I watch people open magic cards. I don't fucking get it. It's fun, and I have no idea why I like it. But go check him out. It's going to be a great time over there. And